Oh! Hold up! Daughter? Well, they really got my guard to drop there, shit. Well, I guess that confirms she really is just busting into homes and stealing families for credit cards. Yo, that's a f***ed up twist. So today we're breaking down the latest episode of My Hero Academia Vigilantes. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, share your support, consider subscribing to stay up to date on all this My Hero Academia greatness, and of course Patreon, full live reactions and exclusives over there. Let us begin. So, we now have a new king of family beatdown drama. Endeavor, you can now step aside. It turns out you are not the most abusive parent. In fact, it is our boy Knuckle Duster. Now, jokes aside, before people get their panties in a twist, albeit, I think old Knuckles probably pretty justified in beating the living shit out of his daughter. Unlike the beating of shit that Endeavor has done. But the joke is too good not to make. But we all know, truthfully, Shiggy was the worst family member, all things considered. But anyway, the fact that Knuckles out here, just casually dropping a bombshell, just dropping the mic. Literally, there's a guy named Mike. One of the best characters in My Hero. He doesn't deserve that name anymore. That deserves it for Knuckle himself. Hello, daughter. I'm here to beat the living shit out of you. Now, here's the thing. Physical punishment is not a great way to actually raise kids. It just instills fear in them. But there's very select cases where a beatdown probably would help. And this B-bitch is one of them. So, it does turn out that with last week's episode, her little daddy with the credit card, probably been doing that for a hot minute, just goes from one home to the other. So she already was a questionable bitch. But the fact that we now know that she started out like this. So, like, I guess there was a way out, right? Like, say last week's episode with everything in the home, had it just initially started as an accident, at least she has kind of a way out of like, okay, she went crazy, you know, something horrible happened in her life and now, you know, that's what happened. No, she was just bad. It was pointed out to me too, the conversation that Knuckles had in the hospital where his wife is with the doctor, the way it's phrased makes it seem like whatever happened to her also happened to him, but he was able to recover from it, which is why he's so hopeful and maybe kind of huffing the hopium that his wife will come out of it too. That is tragic as hell. Like, imagine being a man, quirkless mind you, and your daughter screws over both you and your wife. Your wife is essentially a vegetable that probably is just reliving that horrible day, and your daughter's out here being a psychopath, killing families, stealing their credit cards, doing all these things. And now Batman needs to beat the living hell out of you so you realize what you've done. I mean, Knuckle is already arguably one of the best My Hero characters, but I'm starting to think we gotta give him the crown of the overall best. It might be recency bias, which, whatever, but Batman's too cool not to say what the hell. The thing about this episode, which is great, and I knew they were gonna do something. The whole episode, like for the first 15 minutes-ish, I thought to myself, okay, this is the strangest episode in a long time in this franchise. Like, the episode could be boiled down to, okay, so Daddy Dearest is out doing some Batman vigilante shenanigans, doesn't want the youngins to be around, so you take care of Pop Step. Pop Step's out here, you know, getting stage fright, joining in a new stage performance, and we got characters like the Mad Hatters, who are falling in love with the other group, and then you have these two twin characters who are just skanky as hell, who are like, oh, why'd she come to the audition wearing that? And Pop Step was, like, I'm not even the biggest Pop Step fan. Like, I like her character, but she's far from the best aspect. But I'm like, why are you making me need to throw hands? Like, she looked fine. She was just in cute clothes. Like, why you gotta be a stanky little bitch like that? The episode almost felt deeply unserious. And I thought to myself, well, in that case, given that we saw the end of last episode, he was ready to throw hands with who I didn't think was his daughter, but just a horrible woman. So I knew they were trying to get us to drop our guard, but personally what I was expecting is that the last minute or two of this episode, either Knuckle Duster was going to look gravely wounded, like he got screwed over, or she was going to be like, she's still alive, like maybe he just wasn't pulling his punches. That's where I thought they were going. So when they sideswipe you, hello daughter, I'm like, oh, Okay. Now I see why you went so silly with like I'm not saying My Hero can't have slice of life and just random situational events, but it was strange, right? Because this is a show that probably will only run 4 course total when the story's all said and done. It's strange to dedicate so much time to seemingly such a small aspect. Like, obviously, it's an important aspect for Popstep's character, but I think if you asked most fans at this point, would that be what they wanted to see this week, or did we want to see what Knuckle Duster was going to do? Most people would pick Knuckle Duster. So it was an insanely effective strategy, and I'm a huge fan, and I am seeing it more this season, especially, where an episode seems simpler or even worse at face value, but by the time you get to the ending, you see why they purposely made you focus on this or show you this, so that the ending's more impactful, and then in return, you then appreciate the entire episode more. That's kind of what happened here, and it was really, really effective. This is gonna be interesting. I ain't gonna lie though, was I the only one who kind of got some Mau Mau vibes from Knuckle Duster this episode? Of course, anyone with taste has been watching The Apothecary Diaries, amazing show, of course. But that's a girl who purposely like injected herself with poisons and stuff and like just gets high off of it. She's like, yes, do it. It's fantastic. It almost gave me similar vibes when he's like, I don't care what you inject with me. Like, what's in those bees, this, that, and the third. It ain't gonna work. I was like, okay, Mau Mau, calm down here. Like, have you been training yourself with poison so you'll be able to go up against this crazy bitch? Okay, is what it is. But great episode. Really was. Like, I think if you look at the first 75% of the episode, it was cute, it was fun. I do like what they did with Popstep and the Crawler's story there. But of course, the star attraction I knew was going to be whatever they showed with Knuckle. Personally, thought we were going to get maybe a minute or two maximum, and then they'd make us wait for next episode. So I was pleasantly surprised by the bombshells they dropped, and the fact that he's like, listen, I know you're my daughter, but I gotta beat the living shit out of you because we should have planned B your ass. Like you were the mistake. And I'm like, God damn, if that isn't an advertisement for Trojan condoms and the like, I don't know what is. Fantastic. This has been a damn treat to follow. I'm happy, of course, we are getting that season 2, but a blind man could see even before knowing that it was getting more, that they would adapt this whole thing, especially with the main show finishing. I'd feel a little less confident if the main show still had 3 seasons left or something, because then I knew we'd probably have to wait. But with, you know, Bones pretty much being done with My Hero, like the main show this year, yeah, it's understandable that they're going to move on to the next one. And honestly, like I said last week, you can keep telling stories in this universe. Hell, I'll take a 1-course season focusing on Endeavor, All Might in their prime. Like, there's a lot to explore. Give the fans what they want. People will call it milking, but it's gonna sell like hotcakes. Consider it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Drop a like if you enjoy, subscribe, ring that bell, all that fun jazz. And of course, Patreon, full live reactions and exclusives over there. And hey, I also give a personal video shout out to all of my patrons. Alright, so today we got Extrash, Slazel, Isiel Sedera, Jacob McCarthy, Divine Tank 00, True Demon Lord, Chris, Daw, and we also have Kieran Dean. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. You'll have a good one.